Just a quick one to say we do have new One Kier t-shirts available on our website. Go to britishstand.com or check the link in the description. And hello everybody, welcome back to British Stand. I want you to cast your mind back to around 2 weeks ago, or perhaps even longer than 2 weeks ago, when we reported to you on the story with regards to the Argos warehouse, where an individual with a Rambo knife went in and stabbed 5 people. And if it wasn't for some security guards and if it wasn't for people intervening, it could have been a hell of a lot worse. This guy was described by one of the victims as being on a rampage and trying to quote-unquote kill people. Again, a truly shocking story that did emerge in Croydon on that day. And whilst thankfully there was no fatalities, my eyes have been glued onto this to see what the heck was going on inside that warehouse. What has happened? What went on? Who the heck was this individual? And what was his motive? But following this, despite me looking every single day for about 2 weeks, genuinely, looking for an update, contacting the Metropolitan Police for 2 weeks, we have finally got an update. It was media silence. It was complete silence on the matter. And I say we've got an update. We've kind of got an update because the individual has been named and, of course, has been charged. But we're going to be discussing why this is not enough and it's still a disgrace anyway, despite them giving an update 2 weeks later because of the incidents that happened in Manchester when an individual burnt a Quran. So we're going to be discussing that and the difference on the way that this is treated depending on who you are by the looks of things. So again, as stated, this update has emerged. So again, you don't need to be reminded of the story as such, but this is the guy's name. And this is all we've got, by the way. So I'm going to go through what we've got and I'm going to bring his name up onto the screen because I don't know if my pronunciation is that great. However, Bebe Sese, who's 30 years old, has now been charged with grievously bodily harm and possession of an offensive weapon after 5 people were stabbed in a frenzied knife attack in Croydon and then taken to hospital. The police said that Bebe Sese, age 30, of Rodney Estate, Orb Street, SE17, has been charged with grievous bodily harm and possession of an offensive weapon. The Metropolitan Police said he appeared at Croydon Magistrates Court and has been remanded into custody and is due to appear at Croydon Crown Court on Tuesday, February 25th. And that's it. That's the update. And now I've been trying to scour the web for everything in terms of what we've got on who this individual looks like. Pictures of him, nothing. Just the name and him appearing at court and that he's been charged for these counts. This has taken 2 weeks. This has taken 2 weeks to get this information in terms of this individual's name, and still no picture to go with it. Crazy. Again, this is a mass attack. An individual went into a Argos warehouse where people were working with a Rambo knife, looking to inflict pain. Trying to stab people, trying to stab more people. If it wasn't for people intervening, there would have been a whole lot worse. And it was complete silence. But rightfully so, we gave the benefit of the doubt, of course. And now we've got him being charged and we've got the name. But why so long to receive the name and why so long to get any more details on this? What the heck was the motive of this attack? What actually happened during this attack? Why is there no more information on it? But we have got the name here, his Babe Sase, and again, we have no image to go with it. But again, the name Sase is a Western African name. Of course, somewhere like Sierra Leone is the origin of that individual's name. So again, we've got a name there and he's been charged. Now, I want to try and speak about something that happened over the weekend here. Now, quickly, I just want to put for the record, with regard to that incident that happened in Manchester, again, I don't condone such behaviours of burning religious textbooks or flags for that matter, just to put it on the record here. But an individual, Martin Frost, was, again, this is a tweet from the Greater Manchester Police, has had his name released after a day or 2 days and his address leaked by the looks of things as well. And they said Martin Frost from Trafford has been charged with causing racially and religiously aggravated international harassment, alarm and distress. He's been remanded in custody and will appear at Manchester Magistrates Court today. Bearing in mind, this happened, 2 days ago? 2 days ago, and it's a blasphemy law, right? So he's I mean, it doesn't exist as such in this country, and it's not actually illegal. But of course, they've said that he was aggravating racial hatred. That's what they charged him on. But this individual, again, whether you want to say whether it was right or wrong or what he did, this individual had been named 2 days after. The individual had been named 2 days after, and his address leaked out to the world, and everyone knows what his face looks like and all of these kind of things. This individual from Croydon who went into an Argos warehouse and tried to stab people, massive amounts of people. He stabbed 5 people, by the way, but tried to stab more. 2 weeks later, we only just find out who his name is. Make that make sense. And now that's just one situation. I just took that because it was fairly recent. But make that make sense. How is that the case? Well, we didn't know this guy's name until 2 weeks later after inflicting that much horrific damage, going into a warehouse and trying to kill people. How on earth is it different? How on earth is it treated completely different? Well, people will point to the obvious and say in the comment section below, is it a sake of because they are different colours, or they're from different backgrounds, or from different beliefs, then they are protected? But people are making these accusations in this country, and it's hard not to defend it. Do you know what I mean? 2 seconds, guys. I've got someone at the door. 2 seconds. That came a lot. I was meant to get that straight after for my live stream, but it came too quick. Apologies for that. Yes, so make that make sense. Genuinely, I can't get my head around it. It's bonkers, and we can make these case studies for lots of different things that have happened within this country, and the way that different scenarios are being treated when people are arrested and when people have to go to court and all of these other things. But again, finally, after 2 weeks of absolute silence, by the way, the mainstream media have not reported on this. There's one Mirror article saying his name, and that's it. Babe Sese. There's the name, there's the individual, but still don't understand what the heck he was doing. And I still don't think we're going to be able to find out what the heck he was doing until February 25th, until when his court date is, or when he appears to be sentenced, or whatever it is, at Croydon Magistrates Court. So I'll be keeping with an eager eye to see what the hell was going on there. But certainly, it is very, very fishy. Now, I don't like to play into that game of being a, quote-unquote conspiracy theorist. But when I see these different case studies of different cases being treated completely different based on someone's ethnicity, religious beliefs, or background, then I start to question it and go, what the hell? Because, again, not even just this guy who burnt the Holy Book, of course, but there was the individual in Plymouth on the same day that was on a manhunt for 9 hours, 12 hours, and then his face was dumped onto social media straight away along with his name. But this individual, don't take anything away from it. No one died, thankfully. But this guy was on a rampage. Bonkers. But we do have a bit of an update there with this individual. I'm going to go down into the live chat, guys. Let me know what you think on this one down there in the comment section below. Quickly on that Shelley thing, just to say, because I'm live. Yes, no, he burnt the book. It's not illegal, guys. It's not illegal, but just for the record, I don't condone such behaviours. But whether you do condone it or whether you don't condone it, it's not legal in this country to do so. You can burn the Union Jack. You can burn the Bible. You can burn other religious texts. It's offending. It's going to offend people, of course, and you may be offended if someone did that, of course, but you can't be arrested for it. So that's in itself a weird situation, but they've obviously got him not for burning the Quran as such. They're not getting him for that. That's not what they've arrested him for. It's not illegal to do so. He's been arrested for causing racially aggravated hate or something like that along those lines. So they've got him for something else. But as you said, but regardless of that, he still did that situation. Nobody got hurt, all of these kind of things, but his face, his name and his address was released 2 days later. This individual in Croydon, causing terror as such, cutting about with a Rambo knife, it just doesn't go, it doesn't register. It doesn't register in my head as to why we're only finding out this guy's name now. And still no picture. No picture yet. There's no picture of this guy. Yeah, so that's what the name is from West Africa, particularly in Sierra Leone and Liberia. Yes, West African surname there. But regardless of him being on his background, and I don't like to make this about sort of ethnicities or religious beliefs and all of these kind of things, but there's seriously a conversation to be had. Are we living in a world like that? You know, if you are white, do you get treated differently when you commit a crime? Again, I really, really, really would hate for that to be the case. But it's certainly, the evidence is sort of backing it up that you do. And to see this situation that happened with Southport, it's hard to argue against it. That's the problem. That is a huge problem in this country. It really is. And it's getting very, very frustrating. Take some more comments here. Yeah, that's another thing as well. If you use a knife and or if you turn up, it should be treated as attempted murder. I mean, yeah, why is it grievously bodily harm? I mean, there was literally a guy there, and again, the investigation, I suppose, is still ongoing. Remember, this guy was arrested at the scene, by the way, and there was tons of witnesses. But there, of course, you know, when does it come to a point where it's attempted murder when you're trying to stab someone in the neck? We heard Joseph Denton, one of the victims that was there in the car, saying that the guy was trying to stab him in the neck, stab him in the chest. When does that come to the point of, oh, that's actually trying to kill someone, not grievously bodily harm? But regardless, it is one of those things. Guys, we've got a super chat coming in. Thank you so much for your donation. Henrietta says, go on the Jambos. I mean, I think that's Heart of Midlothian. On the Rangers. But, yes, but regardless, I would say something about Hearts quickly. Thank you for your donation. Yeah, my family, a lot of my mum's side support Heart of Midlothian, by the way, just to let you know. Russell B says, a nice local lad then. Yeah, thank you so much for your £2 donation. Again, that's the problem. Is there a serious conversation to be had here? That is the case. I've seen a lot of videos, people debating on these conversations, that you are getting treated differently on the way that your background is, where you're from, your religious beliefs, all of these kinds of things. It looks like you're being treated a lot differently. And then the fallout of Southport, that's certainly the case. The grooming gang scandal is certainly the case as well. So when we're starting to see this constantly emerge and constantly happen, why are they not putting anything to try and stop this from happening? Why are they not trying to make it look like it so it is completely equal? And if you are getting charged and you're doing these things, you're getting named and shamed as someone would right away. Why are we waiting 2 weeks for this individual? You know, it's not like it was a mass investigation. The individual was caught in a warehouse with a freaking Rambo knife and countless victims and witnesses there to recount the story. And I'm sure the CCTV was there also. So, yeah. Either way, guys, I could really, really go on all night and speak about this situation. But I'm going to allow you guys to take the spotlight. Let's carry on the conversation down there in the comment section below. But for those of you who are just joining in, of course, the update on the Croydon mass attack, of course, from 2 weeks ago, is that the individual has now been named and will be back in Croydon Magistrates Court on February 25th. So he's been charged now. But yeah, a 2-week delay, and we've only just found out his name. No picture to go with it, but this is the individual's name for those of you that want to see it. But guys, this has been British Stand. I've been Dan, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.